Steph Curry don't need explanation. Some things you offer without explanation, and he had an off night, Skip. He can't make 8 threes every night, but we know what Steph Curry represents. And even though Steph was off last night, Skip, this game was still nip and tuck all the way down to the very end. So you got to hope, let's just say for the sake of argument, Suns, you get the Warriors in a 7-game series. You got to hope that he plays like that in 4 or 5 of those games. What's the likelihood of that happening? Because by then, guess what? His trusted sidekick, more than a sidekick, Klay Thompson is back. So all the coverage that you're running with him, do you really want Klay Thompson taking those wide open looks? I don't think so. Skip, give the Suns credit. The one thing that they can do is that they can execute in the clutch. When you got a guy like a Chris Paul, he's always going to get you in the right sets, and he's always going to give you an opportunity to not get a good shot, but a great shot. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to make those shots. And that's what the Suns have been able to do in clutch time, is that they get great shots, but they knock them down. They make them. And Chris Paul is the reason why. But Steph Curry had an off night. Skip, the guy was making 8 threes basically every other game. He can't be that hot all the time. He had an off night, and they were still right there. George, Skip, like I said, I believe this team, I'm going to be shocked if they don't win at least 67, 68 ball games because they shoot the ball too good. They just had an off night. Jordan Poole carried them in the first, and I'm like, Jordan Poole, he shoot. So imagine when you get Poole and Klay and Steph together, and Draymond's going to be Draymond. Draymond's not going to have no 20 points, but he's going to get you rebounds, he's going to get you assists, and he's always going to play outstanding defense. But, Steph, you just to chalk it up to, hey, Phoenix, you did a good job. You won 17 straight. Now you're tied with the Warriors for the best overall record in all the NBA. Yep. Give the Suns credit. They did an outstanding job. They made it tough for him. But a lot of the shots that Steph missed last night, Skip, we've seen him through the first 20 games. He normally makes those shots. The only time I see him struggle like this was opening night against the Lakers, and they still beat the Lakers by double digits. Just goes to show you they got a very good team. But I'm not concerned about Steph Curry. I'm going to say this way, you know what, Suns? Good job last night. You won a ball game in your building. You're tied with the Warriors for the best record. But I'm not concerned about Steph Curry.
Okay. I'm going to make this proclamation one more time. Without Kevin Durant on the Warriors, this team will go as far as Steph shoots this team. Yeah, in the end, that's what it'll boil down to. How many shots will he make when he makes them? He has to make them at the correct times to change games or put games away. So we've seen 2 games of the year so far. It was the opening night game, Golden State at Staples. It was a big deal, a lot of hoopla. And Steph came up even smaller than he is. And then this was the next big game of the year at Phoenix between the 2 best teams. Most people think by far. We're going to talk about the Nets in a minute here. But defensively, these are 2 of the top teams. I told you the Clippers are second in defensive efficiency, but Phoenix is third and Golden State is first. So right on schedule, what happens in the game of the year to date? Steph goes 4 of 21, 3 of 14, and more importantly, in a game that Phoenix led by only 2 going to the fourth quarter, what did Steph do in the fourth quarter? He managed to take only 2 shots, 0 of 2. He managed to make 1 free throw and 1 attempt. He had 1 rebound and 2 assists and scored 1 point in the fourth quarter. Okay, you're going to lose. Yes. That's what's going to happen. You're going to lose because you lost the fourth quarter 24-18 because Steph was a no-show in the fourth quarter. I have said repeatedly that in the very biggest moments, the greatest shooter we've ever seen is not the greatest scorer in clutch time. Not the greatest. And I'm going to say it again. I will never get over what happened against you guys in 2016, LeBron and Kyrie and the Cleveland Cavaliers, when it's 3-1 Golden State with 2 of the last 3 games in Steph's house. And what did he do? Again, he doesn't have KD, right? That's why they went after KD. They went and recruited him. But what does Steph do in those last 3 games? He shoots 30% from the floor, 25% from 3. He doesn't even shoot a free throw in any of those last 3 games, and his plus-minus is at -12. And then we got to that Game 7. That's in his house. This is your night to take over that game. And Steph went 6 of 19 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3, and in the fourth quarter, he was even worse. He was, the fourth quarter, he's 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 5 from 3. For the game, he was 4 of 14 from 3. So my point is, that's on him, because that's the night where you rise and shine and you take over that game in your house. And then it comes down to LeBron's big chase down block and Kyrie's big late shot. Right. But the only reason those things happened is because he allowed it to happen.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. If you remember when they came back against OKC, Game 6, it was Klay. Made 11 threes. So now you add him to the mix. So now all of a sudden, because you look, they got some good defenders. You look at Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Chris Paul, all those guys can defend.
Yep.
DeAndre Ayton, DA,
They're very good.
He can control the paint.
That's why they've won 17 straight games.
Right. So now, all of a sudden, you can't double. You can't get the ball. Okay, you want to get the ball out of Steph's hands to get it in Klay Thompson's hands and Jordan Poole. So now, Skip, I think you're going to have even more space and guys that can shoot the basketball. Look, this is a one-off. I don't do it. He probably won't have another game where he's 4 of 21 from the floor, 3 of 14 from the three. I want to give the Suns, instead of, putting all the blame, it's like, well, Steph did have a bad game, but I believe the Suns had something to do with that.
Mikal Bridges did a number on it.
Yeah.
And Ayton did a great job of moving his feet on the switches. Because you have to switch off and you got to get a hand up.
Yes. You got, when you switch, Skip, you already got to have the hand up, because if you don't, he'll let it go.
He will let it go. So could we quickly look at his 17 misses just so you can see how strongly, how completely was he defended on these misses? There's the first one. There's a hand up. I'll give you that. Here we go again. Boy, this is almost logo. Back iron. And then here we go again. Oof. Oof. Defended. Yeah, that's a force.
You got to make him make tough shots.
Yeah,
if he makes those, you just tip your hat. Look at it.
Yeah, he just threw that up.
That's DA getting over there.
Did. He got there. Usually he makes that, but that's the big guy got his hand up. Okay? Then
he just missed that. He just missed that.
Now you're just having a bad night. Now you're a little out of whack, out of sync. I'm going to make this one, but that's the big man.
Block.
The big man got a fingertip on it. Then let's drive it down the lane, and Bridges just said, no way, not in my house. Okay? And then back iron. Usually that was as clean a look as he got. That's a pretty clean look.
That's money there.
Now they just got in his head, to me. And he is only 6'3", so he's having a hard time in there. And usually that's way wide left. And then that's way wide left. And now he's just lost it, and he's just jacking them up. And that's it. That's 17 missed shots. Yeah. They did a nice job.
They did.
But I've seen other teams do what I thought was a nice job, and they fall.
Make a miss, Skip. But you know what? The Suns are saying, hold on. Y'all do realize we played the whole second half without Book. Book left the game with a slightly strained in his left hamstring. So the Suns are like, okay, Steph was off. We get that. But Book wasn't there either. He had 10 points early. Was looking good.
Yep.
So right now, if you put me to it, I'm like, well, it's because the West is coming down to those two teams.
Yep. Well,
who playing for third, fourth, fifth? Who's playing for the play-in, and who's got 3 through 8?
Okay. So the Suns have to feel really good about what they did without Book, but now he's got pulled hamstring. He had a slightly pulled one during the finals. Right. Remember that? Going into Game 3.
Right.
And now they have to go right back to Golden State, and I think they'll get paid back. And I'm going to guess that Steph will pay them back himself.
He'll bounce back. The likelihood of him having another, what did he shoot? 4 of 21, 3 of 14 from 3, Skip. I ain't betting money that he'll do that again.
I'm just not betting on him in the postseason. I just don't love him without KD. I think KD changed life for them, and now that they don't have him, I don't care how many games they win in the regular season, they're vulnerable in the post.
Well, KD will have to change life for himself, too, now.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's still the MVP to me.
No, Steph Curry is.
Well, Steph Curry is?
Yeah.
After that, 4 of 21?
Man, KD just had a game very similar just 2 nights ago. Skip, don't do that.
Not like 4 of 21. And by the way, speaking of last year's finals, it's still shameful to me that this Phoenix team could not beat Milwaukee because they just said, no, Monty Williams. He just said, nope, I'm sticking with my young man. I'm going to let him take Giannis, and Giannis just cooked him. Just cooked him for 6 games because they would not. And what did Chris Paul say after Game 3?
We got to find a way to build a wall.
Yeah. We got to figure out how to build a wall. That's what everybody did, Giannis, and they didn't build one.
Well, he was in those finals. Giannis was Shaq. 35, 14, and 5. That's 35, 14, and 5. That's what he was. He was Shaq. He was just that dominant. He gave you a 50-piece. But I knew they was in trouble when he went and got 40. I thought, was that game 2, he ended up getting 40, Skip, and they lost?
Yep.
I said, y'all better find a way to do something with that. He's like, because the first game he was feeling like, my knee don't feel so bad. Because remember, he missed the game 6, Skip, because he hurt his knee against Atlanta.
Yep.
He's like, man, my knee don't feel so bad.
No.
They ain't got 3 people in front of the basket. Oh, I'm about to go crazy.
Okay, that Phoenix team I saw last night is better than Milwaukee. They should have won that series.
Yeah. But, Skip, they ain't play defense like that. Milwaukee, they would shoot some threes, but you better guard the paint.
Yep.
You better guard the paint. And what do they do? Rebound. That's one thing. Milwaukee going to get you on those glass. Bobby Portis, and you got Giannis going to get you, and Brook Lopez. They got a big team, Skip. You still heard about that, huh?
I am heard about that.
A little bit. Okay. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.